Hey guys, welcome back. We are so glad to be with you today. And if you want to get more great marriage content, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. We're going to talk about an interesting topic today, and it's one that we've seen a rise in lately, and we get a lot of emails about this, and it's sleep divorce.
Yeah, sleep, and you might think, what is that?
Like,
or maybe you
what?
clicked on this video because you're like, what is sleep divorce?
Right.
Or maybe you already know what it is, and you're like, you're clicking on it because it's happening in your marriage. And essentially, sleep divorce has kind of become this buzz term that's originated really just within the last few years.
Yeah.
And it refers to couples who sleep separately. And there's a lot of reasons this could happen. You know, maybe one spouse snores and the other one can't sleep around a snoring spouse. Maybe you can't get comfortable, on the same mattress because of just your own kind of preferences there. Maybe you go to bed at different times, and because of that, you just stop sleeping together altogether. And you've gotten into a habit of just sleeping separately. And long term, even short term, this can really have negative impacts on a marriage because, God created a husband and wife to really share intimacy in every way. And it's not just sex and sleeping together, even though you should be making love a lot too. We have a lot of videos and podcasts about that. But just the act of sharing that bed together, sleeping beside one another, ending the day that way, starting the day that way, it is an important and intimate and I would say even a sacred act that couples need to find a way to share and work through the issues that are keeping you apart, because there are solutions for nearly every issue that keeps couples sleeping in separate beds. There are mattress solutions, there are snoring solutions, whatever it is, there are solutions.
And I think that's the key term, is solutions. Like, we need to not just go for the easiest solution. We need to find the one that brings us closer together. And so it might be a certain medication. It might be, if you have sleep apnea, getting one of the machines that allow you to breathe easier. It might be getting a humidifier in the room. It might be, if you have allergies and maybe you feel like, I'm not able to sleep as well. There's so many solutions out there. And I would even say this, like, I get really hot when I sleep. And I remember we started off our marriage in a very small double bed. It was an antique bed, so I think it was actually less than a double bed. And Dave is a cuddler, so he was all for it. And I love to cuddle some, but I get so hot, and I'm a mover too when I sleep. And he is so full of grace on that, because I move a lot. My back kind of seizes up on me, and I move a lot. And so over the years, Dave, he was like, well, what would make it better for you to want to, like, maybe cuddle a little more, but also have your preferences, where you get a little more space and you don't feel as hot, because Dave kind of sleeps hot in the sense of, like, he radiates a lot of heat when he sleeps, and he can't help that. And so we looked into different beds, and now we have a king bed. I love it. I think, Dave, it's a compromise.
I miss her. It's so big. I feel like we need an intercom system to reach each other.
It's not that big. It's just a
I miss our little
bed
bed that was so tiny when we were first married. And I could just throw my leg on her at any time.
Oh my gosh, he loved it.
Hey, again, marriage is full of opportunities to serve each other. I don't even that word compromise, reframe it and just say, this is a way to serve each other.
Absolutely.
To step outside my comfort zone and make sure that I'm serving my spouse, but we're still fighting for unity. We're still working hard toward being in the same place, in the same space.
Right.
Something as simple as, we got this dual bed warmer, which you can get pretty cheap, online
Amazon.
or anywhere.
It's awesome.
You put it over your mattress pad, and then both sides of the bed, has a way to control the heat, how warm or cool your side of the bed is. And I mean, for like $50, you can have perfect temperature for both people if this is an issue that's keeping you guys apart.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there are solutions. Most marriage issues happen when people's first instinct to any problem is just to go in separate ways, instead of saying, this is an opportunity for us to work together and find a solution. Yeah. And so the bed is really representative of so much more. The bed is representative of marriage, of like where we start with that unity, of finding a place to come together. I know when my parents, when I was growing up, my parents had a different sleep schedule, because my dad would get up super early for work. He worked a shift work at a factory, and he had to get up at 3 or 4 in the morning. So he would go to bed real early, and my mom was a night owl. But they made a decision early on, and this really spoke to me as a kid, that when dad was going to bed, that mom would go in there and lay down with him, and they would have that time together as he was kind of going to bed. And then she would come downstairs, do her thing for several hours, and then she'd go back up later, and she would sleep there by his side. But that was a rhythm that worked for them. At our house, like, I'm the early bird. Like, I'm ready for bed, for sleep by like 10 p.m. Ashley's just getting started at 10 p.m.
I am feeling energy.
So she'll come in and she'll lay with me, and we'll watch a show for a while. We'll talk, we'll hang out. And then it'll get to the point where like she can tell I'm about ready to drift off, and we'll say a prayer, and she'll give me a kiss and say, well, I'm going to go on in here, and I'm like, all right, good night. And then she'll come back in when she's ready, and I wake up and she's right there. It's a rhythm that works for us. So it's not like a prison where it's like, where this is our bedtime and you better be there and you better not move or get up or anything. But it's an opportunity to communicate and work together.
It is. Sleep is important. I know a lot of you watching this, you're like, well, my sleep's important, and my spouse is the loudest snorer. I can't get any sleep, or my spouse wants the TV on all the time and I can't sleep at all. You guys, I love the TV. There are so many solutions these days where you can put in pods, like AirPods or something like it. Get the cheap Amazon version. We have those. You can link it to your TV. There's so many solutions where if you are a TV watcher, it can be on and your spouse doesn't have to be bothered by it. Look for solutions. If it's snoring, there's so many snoring remedies, but the bottom line is your marriage is even more important than your sleep. Yes, sleep is going to make you, better able to handle different kind of conflicts in your marriage. So yes, sleep is very important too, but you've got to prioritize your marriage even over these preferences of sleep. And so it shouldn't be one person kind of winning over the other person, so to speak. You both need to achieve, a bedroom and a sleep environment that you both can thrive in, but it's going to take, some tweaking. It's going to take both of you really thinking outside of the box, but it's worth the effort. Don't go for the easiest solution. Go for the solution that is going to help your marriage thrive.
Hey, hope that encourages you guys. Hope there's some practical nuggets in there you can take to start communication and hopefully get back in the same bed together, because that simple act of unity, I think, will do more than you'll realize to increase and improve nearly every other part of your marriage. Hey, if you want more videos like this, hit subscribe to this YouTube channel. You'll be the first to know when new content drops. You can also find us, Dave and Ashley Willis, on the Naked Marriage Podcast, and go to xomarriage.com, our ministry's website, for a full list of live events and resources to help you build a stronger marriage. We'll see you next time.